Good morning, everybody. Well, we're heading off to Lafayette after pretty lousy challenges we had these past few days, and there's a lot of hurricane damage still. If you guys can see that, all that damage there, that building that had to be torn down, and I think that's part of the reason why my hotel was so overpriced. It's because it still had water damage. You can see like all these roofs and stuff. So I'm heading to Lafayette. The most concerning part that I have today is to cross the bridge on the I-10. Some of these bridges don't have any shoulders, but the guy that I spoke with yesterday, the driver, he said he's seen people walk across it. And so that's the biggest concern. The other big concern is it is going to rain. Like, I will get drenched. It hasn't started coming down yet, but there was a pretty heavy thunderstorm last night, and everyone is saying that it's definitely going to rain today. So that's just something that I have to accept. You know, sometimes we have failures and we're responsible for those failures, or circumstances don't work out the way that we expect them to. I had failures in equipment and it didn't work out. I didn't get the miles in that I wanted to get in, and that's just a part of what I have to accept. But I also have to accept the conditions and the circumstances and the discomfort and the risks involved. So I accept that I will get wet and drenched, that I will get very uncomfortable. I also accept that crossing that bridge, or just being out here in this traffic with this weather, thank you, is also very risky. Yeah, I'm saying that in front of a cemetery, right? But that's a part of it. I have to risk, and someday, you know, this is, you risk your life when you're doing this, especially going across these bridges and stuff. But it's either that or nothing, you know. Now I hope I'm not looking for it. Of course, I want to make sure that I'm safe, but sometimes you have to do it, even though that there's major risks to yourself. So that's what we're going to look at. I've got about 85 miles before I get to Lafayette, and I'm looking forward to arriving there. So it's pretty dark out here, so I'm gonna have to turn on an additional light. Now, people in other states tell me that the drivers in Louisiana are crazy, but I think they're just like everywhere else. That's why I'm wearing a very bright yellow jersey and these lights. So, you know, people ask me about cycling on the highway, and I think it's actually safer on the highway because you have a very big shoulder. There's a rumble strip on your left that cars will run into that rumble strip before they get off the shoulder. And but on the street you don't get any of that. On the street it's what you see in front of you. It's this. So we'll continue, and then we'll take a look. Next you'll see what the I-10 looks like. Cool. That was gnarly. I had a very small space, and every time there's a big truck coming by, the air pressure is just like yanks you, wants to yank you right onto the bridge. And it's surprising how much it was shaking, how much it was bouncing, but we made it across. So now we're on the other side. That's Lake Charles. And I don't know how many more bridges we have. I think there might be one more, but it's not as big as this one. So, all right, we got a long way to go, and we didn't get rained on yet, so that's always good. All right. So here's something cool. I got past those bridges, so things are going kind of smooth. Behind me is the I-10. The problem is that there's almost like nowhere to stop. They need to use a restroom break, so there you go. How about that? Good place to head out, right? I'm just hoping like I don't run into any snakes or anything, but it's all good to go, and I'm ready to get back on the road. This will give you an idea of how the weather's been. A little wet, right? Can't really put down your tent in that. It's nice and soggy. Sprinkles, but so far it's been good. I haven't been rained on. Shoot. It's flooded. Flooded. That's how deep it goes. Oh, here we go. Yep, wet foot. avoid that. Well, at least my feet feel nice and cool. I got a car behind me, I think. Oh, actually that feels really good on my feet. Man, my feet are soaked. I'm on these back roads again. The sign said no bicycles on the highway, but it's safer on the highway than it is out here. There's some pretty big, healthy dogs a while back that, luckily they were tied, but I think they were close enough that they would have gotten really close or caught up if they saw me. And I've run into some areas that are flooded. You just saw right now me going through some flooding areas. So, and I'm only about 10 miles from my destination. It's I was gonna go further into downtown to Lafayette, but it didn't work out because the hostels are full. And obviously if you guys take a look, there's nowhere to, I can't camp in this stuff. Anyways, so the hotels in Lafayette are half of what they were costing when I was over in Sulphur. So I found one, it's not too far, and that's where we're gonna be heading to this place called like the Microtel Inn or something. It looks pretty nice though. So, all right, I'll let you guys know when we get there. And then tonight, hopefully we'll go try some food. Nice.